I'm a legacy act too. I feel like so I want to make sure my albums are great. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you ever surface my name or my music, whatever, you know that it's gonna be like dope content. So I put a lot of effort into that shit too.
Welcome back, everybody, to the final episode of the Soul Serum podcast. I am your Yo Keisha host, Clay Bonine. I'm usually joined by my trapped souls in their mind, but I'm not Bryson, co-host Tanner Mavis. But unfortunately, Tanner cannot be here with us today, so I'm on the solo tip. It is an interview episode. Let me clarify, it's not the last podcast episode ever, but after this podcast, we are going to go on a break for the month of September. We are moving the set into a new space. We are upping the visuals, upping the aesthetics of it. And, it's just, we've been releasing episodes for like 8 months straight now. So, it'd be nice to have a little break. But of course, I have to remind everybody, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Soul Serum. Follow the TV page as well at Soul Serum TV. Subscribe to us on YouTube, the main page and the TV page. I heard on the main page there's going to be a couple new videos coming soon. That's just what I've heard, though. Discord, Patreon, TikTok, all the links are in the bio down below. But enough of that, because like I said, it is an interview episode today. And today on the show, we have a man of many talents. He's a Cincinnati hip-hop staple, a songwriter, a producer, a performer. And by looking at his hair, he might be somebody's auntie too. Today on the show, we have Devin Burgess. Welcome. Can we get a clap from the studio audience?
That was the audience that wasn't here. They just cheered.
There's 300 people on the other side of the cameras.
Yo, you in the back
here.
and the nosebleeds was popping. I appreciate you for being here, B.
Man, how are you?
I'm great, man. It's good to be here. I'm glad I actually got to get to talk to you. So thank you for having me, brother, first and foremost.
Thank you for coming on. I love your hat, by the way. I love the goofy hat. Like,
thank you.
With the hat on it.
It's a lot going on.
I like it. So let's just start at the beginning here. Tell us about where you're from and how you originally got into music.
I am from a little town called Middletown, Ohio.
Shout out Middletown, Ohio. Shout out Ben Hafer. I know he'll be listening. He's from Middletown, Ohio.
If anyone hears this, do not blame me for being from Middletown. I did not choose to be born from Middletown, but I'm from there. You know what I mean? I got into music kind of like on some accidental shit. I can curse, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're on YouTube. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, big bet. Okay, yeah. So I was fucking up in school, and my mom took me out of sports. So I was like, well, I need to find something to do. And then my grandmother got my little brother this Yamaha keyboard. Mm-hmm. He was not fucking with it, so it was just sitting in the basement. So when I was bored, I would just go down there and fuck around. I kind of fuck with playing keys a little bit. Started playing songs by ear, just regular songs that I just knew. And from there, I found a love for production. I was like, well, I want to produce. My dad got me Fruity Loops 8 or some dumb shit. And because Fruity Loops is at 12 or something, right? So that was back in the day. Yeah. So he got me that, and then that's kind of where it just spawned off. And then I was making beats for a little bit. They were trash. They were super trash. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
What age is this when you start to make beats and actually start to get into making music?
Let me see. I had to have been 16, 16, something like that. I think that's when I finally started actually fucking with the program.
Yeah.
And then from there, I kind of started rapping to myself. And then one of the homies was like, yo, you should just rap. For real. And I was like, okay, bet. I never did this before, so I'm gonna do that. I go to class. We supposed to be taking notes. I was like, fuck this. I'm writing a rap right now, nigga. So I wrote my rap. We came back to lunch. I spat my rap for him. He was like, yo, that was pretty dope. You should keep going. And I've been rapping ever since.
Wow.
Like that. All because
Shout
that one
out to
person.
the homie, by
Shout
the
out
way.
to Breon. I don't know if you listening, but like
Shout
my nigga,
out
I will
Breon.
never forget that. He was like, bro, just keep doing it. And I've been rapping ever since. So shout out to him.
Wow, that's crazy.
All it takes is one person to just give you a little push, bro.
A little push.
You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
You can go a long way.
One thing I wanted to ask you about is in I think it's the Mind the Method interview where the video they did with you. You said your dad was the bootleg man.
Yeah.
Like he had all the bootleg CDs. Did he also do like movies too, or was it just music?
First and foremost, my dad was allegedly the bootleg man.
Allegedly, of course. We don't know for sure. We don't know for sure.
Trying to get my pops schemed up.
This is just alleged.
This is what I heard.
Course.
This is what I heard. So I don't even. But yeah. But he had like movie CDs, like all types of shit, and that's kind of how like I got into like making my own mix CDs and shit, and taking them back to my mom's house, and I was like sequencing like mixes and shit. So that's now I can put that with my craft, and now I just know how to make albums and shit now.
So were you just getting like a taste of all different kinds of music too? Like were you just a byproduct of having all of these random CDs? You just got to listen to everything? Literally.
Like he would have anything, whether it was like an album or like a new mixtape from a DJ or whoever. Like he would just have it. I would go just to look and see what he had. I would spend hours just sitting at the computer just listening to shit.
That's so
and
cool.
Just go through, figure out what I wanted, burn a CD. I used to get in hella in trouble too because he would sell them and shit.
Yeah.
And I was kind of cutting into his stash, like just burning like mad CDs over the weekend. It's like, bro, I could have made hella money off that. I'm like, my bad, son. So yeah, but yeah, it all paid off.
Cutting into Pop's profit margins.
Man.
That's cool though. I think that's a like everybody, obviously people's parents are like largely responsible for like planting those seeds and like listening to music early on, but that's like an interesting avenue though, is like you just happen to have all of these random like music files and you get to go through it.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the music, obviously, as to that's why we're here.
All right.
So I know that you do a little bit of everything, but you're like primarily on the production side, though, right? Or would you?
I don't even know anymore. Like I try to balance everything. I will say that rapping is what I do the least these days.
Okay.
I have been doing more engineering more than anything, and I've definitely been doing more production more than anything. So I guess to answer your question, yes.
But not to say that you don't.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
But I wanted to talk about like your style of production, because I think it's a very like eclectic style and sound. I think the easy comparison is obviously like a J Dilla or like a Mad Lib or something like that. And I've been trying to articulate what that means, like what that sounds like to me. And it's almost like it's like this cave of sound and percussion, right? With all of these different layers or like stalagmites, if you will, of like different sounds. So as somebody who doesn't make beats, how do you create such like seemingly complex and lush beats? Like how does that translate from the brain to the program?
Well, I'm inspired by people like Mad Lib and Dilla and Knowledge and Flylo and Timberland. So like a lot of those, all of them have like feeling as far as like what they all kind of have in common is like feeling. So like I'm not the most technically trained person. Like I didn't go to school for none of this. I've learned all this shit on my own, self-taught, whatever. So like I just go based off what I think feels good. You know what I mean? I'm a person that likes to fill up space. I make beats with the intention of there being no words on them at all. So like that's why when you hear them, there's like a lot going on, or it may feel like a lot going on because like I want to fill up that space where there usually supposed to be words, but there's no words.
Right.
So whatever I can do to just make shit feel like a soundscape, and I'm just bringing you into a world, then that's what I want to do.
Soundscape is the right word. That is like the word that kept going through my head. Like for example, like your album Keisha, like it's just this like kind of lo-fi instrumental concurrent kind of album. You know, you can let this thing ride all the way through.
Literally.
There's songs that are like a minute long. There's some songs that are less than a minute. So talk to me a little bit about how do you create like projects like that? Like, do you start with just one beat and you're like, well, let's see if I can connect it to this one? Or do you already have in mind, like, I want to make this project?
Most of my projects start relatively spontaneous for me. Like I'll make something else, and then like by that time I'll identify like, okay, I finally got the ball rolling. So like, what am I gonna do? Once I figure that out, I'm like, okay, bet this is what I'm about to do, and then just go from there. But like none of my projects have ever started off like preconceived. Like I knew exactly what I was gonna do before I was gonna do it. Like, nah, I don't ever know. I just be making shit until I fucking know, and then I put it out.
It's interesting. Like, I think there's like a certain like intangible thing to making music that like a lot of artists share that experience with you, where it's like they're like are just kind of making music, just kind of whatever, and then you get like 2 or 3 songs, and you're like, I think this might be something.
Yeah.
I think this might be there might be a way to put this together. But in like, I know that like, still on the topic of Keisha here, like, while it's not necessarily like a seamless, like the songs seamlessly, transition into one another, but they do stack up right onto one another. So after you get some done, are you thinking about like, okay, I need to figure out how to get this beat to this beat, or this instrumental to this instrumental, and how do I fit that? Yeah,
sequencing is very important to me. Like how an album flows can like make or break your album, regardless if it's just instrumentals or if it got words on it or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I put a lot of thought into the sequencing. I'm like, okay, what just feels good going after each other? And like, that's what I came up with. A lot of times I'll like make playlists in my phone and then put the songs on my phone and put them in a playlist just so I could hear how shit sounds. So like before I put the album out, I'm listening to it in the order just to see what I need to switch around or whatever. So I put a lot of time into sequencing for sure.
So, but this kind of just confirms my feeling here, but you strike me as somebody who appreciates albums as entire works or entire entities, right? Why, like, what is the appeal of that? Because I have my own answer. I also am somebody who, like, I love just turning on an album and letting it ride. I just love listening to an album all the way. But what is so enticing about that to you, making a complete body of work?
I think because I'm here for the slow burn. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why I like putting together bodies of work. Like, I typically don't have like a lot of singles. Like, I'll put out something and then something else, and I'm like, all right, bet, tape coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just much rather showcase everything instead of just like one blip. You know what I mean? Like I do too much just to show you one thing at one time. So it's like, nah, I'm emptying the whole clip and y'all gonna get it right now. So it's like, and that's how I've always been. Like I came out the gate, my first body of work was called The Elegant Project. I released it my senior year of high school. I turned 18 and I think that bitch was like 19 tracks. I had like maybe a single or 2 out before then, but like, yeah, I was just like, bro, here go the body of work. I'm a legacy act too, I feel like, so I want to make sure my albums are great. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you ever surface my name or my music, whatever, you know that it's going to be like dope content. So I put a lot of effort into that shit too.
Well, what's really interesting about your music and your discography, like I would say so we've had probably 20 to 25 guests on this show. And I would say for almost half of them, I ask some form of the question like, so when are you putting a project out? Or are you working on a project? Because a lot of people nowadays and how we consume music, it's this barrage of singles.
Or EP.
Which works for people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you are somebody who's on the flip side of that coin. Like, you probably have the biggest discography out of everybody that I've interviewed. And you kind of just answered it a little bit to me just now, but has that always been your mindset though? Have you ever kind of wanted to dabble with like the single kind of barrage that people put out? Or are you just always like you want this to be a body of work and want this to be a product that's fully fleshed out?
Well, I know specifically on this rollout now, I've been like trying to entertain the whole drop a single thing. But now my issue is I don't know which song I want to drop as a single because literally all that shit is fire, bro. Like I don't know what to choose from. And it's like trying to figure out which one of your kids you love the most. It's like, bro, that's fucked up. You know, I love all my kids, but like, you know, one of them might shine more than the other. I might fuck with, I don't know. Yeah. So like now with me being indecisive, because I can be indecisive sometimes, a lot of times. If you know me, it's a lot of times. I'm gonna stop playing.
Are you a Libra?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay. I'm a Libra, and that's one of our things.
Really?
Is that we're indecisive.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's the thing for Capricorns, but that's me. Big time.
Capricorns out there, holler at us. Let us know.
Bro, we be getting a bad rap, but we ain't gonna talk about it. What was you saying? Is that my? You
were talking about putting out singles and how it's hard to choose.
Yeah, specifically on this album, because like I said, everything is just very consistent and it's like my best shit. So I don't know what to lead with. So I just have it, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out.
That is, you brought up, like, it's like choosing your kids. You also have another great quote from that Mind the Method video. You said, "My beats are like children, and you can't just let anyone babysit your kids."
On me.
Will you just elaborate on that a little bit for me,
Bro,
please?
okay, look.
Because I agree. Like, I totally get what you're saying. I just love how you expressed it. Because like, you feel that. Like, you wouldn't just let anyone babysit your kids,
a
right?
babysitter is very important, you know what I'm saying, depending on who you got watching your kids. My beats are my children. Artists are babysitters. You can't let everyone babysit your kids, bro. Like, you just can't. So that's why I'm very meticulous and very selective about who I allow on my beats, because not everyone can do everything on it. Like, it's just that plain and simple. Like, it's no beef. I don't think that you not dope. It's just that I don't hear your voice over this production, and that's a big thing for me. I have to hear you over my shit first. Like, if I don't hear you, it don't matter if you reach out to me or not. Like, no, I don't hear you on there, so I can't do it. Like, now sometimes I might be wrong, and a nigga be like, "Let me be on there." I'll be like, "Nah," and they be like, "All right, let me do it." And I'll be like, "All right," and then like they do it, and I'll be like, "Okay, that's dope." But that seldom happens. So I said what I said.
Well, that actually leads into something else that I want to talk about with you is while I think like you're obviously very strong on the DIY side of things, mixing, mastering, production, writing the lyrics. You're also no stranger to collaboration. Even when it comes to projects, you have multiple projects that are in collaboration with people. What makes doing an entire project with another artist so attractive to you? Like, as somebody who, like I've referenced, is very DIY in a lot of this too.
I think it's cool doing that shit because, like, the people that I've done projects with, I feel like I get to really tap into what I like about them specifically. So for instance, like if I got Grand Ace or if I got like JB or Swooty Mac or something, it's like they have something about them that I like. So I'm trying my best to cater to that. And then we just make either a body of work or a single just based off that and just keep it pushing. Like, I really be trying to bring the best out of people and also something different out of people.
Well, that's honestly the Grand Ace Arcades in Vegas is actually where I discovered your music. And he was like on the show. I was like, yeah, I'd never heard of Devin Burgess. He was like, what? What do you mean you never heard of Devin Burgess? But then I go back. Obviously, I'm listening to your discography for this interview, and I don't want to mess up the words. Hold on, the most recent one, The Sketches of Healing 2020. You and Brandon Isaac.
Yeah.
I've really, really enjoyed that project.
Good, that's great.
A very like necessary and like serious subject matter on that as well. And I know that you have like the verse on like the very first song, right? But the rest of it is kind of production from you. Talk to me a little bit about that project. How did that come about?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, shout out to Brandon. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie.
Shout out Brandon.
We created a real special project with that. He's one of those people that drums can be distracting for him. And because he says a lot.
Like, okay. I was gonna say for him personally or his voice.
No, for him personally. Okay, so like drums can just be too much. You know what I'm saying? And like what he says is very impactful. He means that shit, and it comes from like his soul for real. So like he doesn't necessarily need anything to distract people from what he's saying. So that's why a lot of those beats have no drums on them. It's just loops. You know what I'm saying? I just chop some shit up, make that shit sound dusty, and he just did his thing. But like I think it was purposeful, and I feel like if drums were on that project, it may not have been received as well because, you know, him plus the drums too distracting for the listener or what have you. But I think that was like a great decision. I was like, bro, you just got to get your raps off, like, period.
That's really cool. You understood the assignment there, right?
Absolutely.
Like you understood, like he's speaking on a very serious subject matter and something that we all need to be tuned into.
Exactly.
And the drums could have taken us out of that as the listeners. I like that.
Making music, musicians are magicians. I've said this for a while. Like it's very easy to like distract a listener like on an element of a song by this other element of a song. So like someone could be saying some fucked up shit in a record, whatever. But like because the beat is dope, motherfuckers like, oh, this shit hard. But like one day you'll actually listen to what the fuck people be saying.
I have multiple songs in my mind where I'm like, I love this beat. And then I really listen to it and I'm like, what did he say?
Yeah, exactly.
What is he talking about?
Magicians. Great magicians.
Yeah.
Shout out to rappers. Y'all think y'all slick.
I think there's There's an interview with like Chuck English from the Cool Kids. I don't even remember. This is just one of those things I have stored in my brain. I don't remember what the interview is, but he's talking about that song "Flick of the Wrist," and he's like, "Did you hear what he said?" He said, "I woke up feeling like I was on the moon. Woke up feeling like I needed 100 goons." And he's like, "What does that mean?" But it doesn't matter because the song's fire.
Exactly, literally, it don't matter.
He's like, "Do you need 100 goons on the moon? Do you really need that many?"
You might, right? We don't know nothing. You might need just a whole gang with you. You don't know what's up there.
So you kind of figured out what Brandon needed on the Sketches of Healing 2020. Talk to me about Sunday Morning, the you and Swooty Mac. What did you find out when you were making the music with him?
That we both some sad boys at heart. Like, if you want me to keep it a bean, like we just some emotional ass niggas out here. But nah, that, yeah, but also that, like, he can do anything. Mm-hmm. Like, it don't matter what it is.
It's a lot of ebbs and flows on Sunday Morning.
Literally,
there's a lot of ups and downs.
It's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of peaks and valleys. But I think that's cool. I think, and what it represents, like, Sunday, typically for a lot of people, is like your day of relaxation, preparing for like the week or whatever, going through your whole week that you just had. So like that's what that album kind of meant to us. And it's just very reflective, very honest, very personal. Yeah. And I think that was good for him because I feel like he feels like there is like a preconceived like notion about him that people may not be privy to. So I'm pretty sure that probably deaded a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely reflective. That's what I kept coming back to when I was listening to Sunday Morning. Yeah. And then just because it's my personal favorite, talk to me a little bit, and also because we already had him on the show, talk to me a little bit about Arcades in Vegas.
Yeah, shout out to Jody.
I want to say, if I remember correctly, he was talking about how I think he's like, either you sent him a beat or he sent you a beat, and then, or no, I think you sent him a beat, right? And then he kind of went in and like did his own, put his little sauce on it, and then you all were like, maybe we should do a whole thing.
Literally. What's crazy about that project is that the first joint that we did together actually was like the last song on the album. So like the thought, what is it called? The Thought I Would Leave But I Didn't song.
I think so, yeah.
That we did that first actually. And like I sent that to him with just the beat and he added like just these other elements. And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? And from there I was like, nah, we doing the tape. We just doing a tape. So I was pestering him about him sending me melodies so I could just make shit. He finally was able to do it. He sent me like a pack of melodies. I flipped like that whole folder, and then that ended up being the fucking project.
That's cool. The Arcades in Vegas, I think, shows, like when we touched on like the J Dilla Madlib kind of influence, I think it shows that a lot. And the words that keep coming into my mind is like these herky jerky drums. Yeah. They're like, in one instance, you're like, okay, I understand what's going on. And it's like this weird like cutoff, this weird like stopping of the drums almost. And I just think that that's such a fun, like distinctive sound that you guys kind of ran into on that one. I really, really liked that.
Also, fun fact, none of those records were created when him and I were in the room together. Like we just was sending shit
all back and forth,
just back and forth, and then we just both know what we're doing, and we're good at what we do, and we just trust each other. So like we was sending him this, sending me that. I didn't even have like much like edits for him. Like when he was sending me songs back, I was like, oh, bet that's dope. Run it, like cool. Simple.
Does that happen often, or
it happened with that specific project? Typically, I like to try to be like hands-on, being an artist, vibing whatever. But we did that during quarantine, so like we obviously couldn't do it like that. So kind of had to, do what you had to do. Yeah. But I typically like, being with the artist because it just brings out a whole nother feeling when we creating. Yeah.
I mean? He also he told me you don't quantize your beats. You don't quantize your beats.
Why would I do that?
Well, I mean, so like you like the little bit of like human like touch or like human flavor.
That feeling
on
I was
it.
talking about, bro. Because if everything is just on the grid and it has no soul whatsoever, so like shit may
it's like
seem
a fucking
off.
robot with an algorithm could make
fuck
this
all
beat.
of that. I'm a whole human out here, so like now you gonna understand it when you hear it. So like it should be off a little bit, but like it's supposed to. I did that on purpose because I didn't want it to feel like someone made this that wasn't a human. So yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
And I assume too, once you've made so many beats that are like perfectly like all my hi-hats are hitting here and all my kicks are hitting here, at a certain point you just gotta be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I just want to make a little something.
Literally.
Something a little different.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. I make sure I play everything live. I use Ableton, so shout out to Ableton Gang. And yeah, I do everything. Ableton Gang, man. I do everything on my keyboard. I don't have a MIDI or nothing. I do everything on my laptop and just keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
What I see the little like Roland like little
404
rectangle. Is that okay? That's what it is.
Yeah,
the 404.
yeah, that's my baby right there.
I see like people who are, how do I want to put this? People who are into kind of more of a like almost like a pure beat making kind of stance. And I hate to use the word pure because that has an implication of like, if you use Fruity Loops, then you're not a real producer,
Right,
which is not what I mean.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
But
for sure.
like people, because I'll be getting into like producer TikTok sometimes, and people are just going crazy on the little 404s.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me what is like the significance of that machine? Like, what is so good about it?
I think what's so dope about the 404 is that like how it kind of got like just, you know, revolutionized, kind of like how like the turntables did to an extent. Like the turntables, what we use turntables for now is not their original purpose. So I think now people do the same thing with a 404. Like for instance, I DJ with it. Like I don't make beats on the 404 directly, but like I'll like run my tracks through there and like add like compression and like the EQs that it's built in with, and then run it into Ableton and record it that way. Or I'll DJ with it. You know what I'm saying? I have like Spotify open. I can do transitions, all type of effects and shit like live right there. So it's just an interesting piece of work that you can do a lot of shit with, that if you are creative, you can just do whatever. You know what I mean?
So what is like the original, like what was that made to be used for then?
Making, I would imagine making beats, like making beats on it with like people.
But you're using it more as like an audio like interface,
kind
of.
or like a controller. Yeah, dead ass.
Okay. That now I'm seeing. Now I'm seeing the vibes.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing the vibes
Yes,
all of a
sir.
sudden. The only beats I ever made were in the beginning of quarantine, and I had like the little MIDI keyboard that everybody has, you know, like it's like the 1 octave with like the 8 pads. So anything else, anything above a keyboard, I'm like, what? Like, how do people? There's a lot of buttons on there.
It's like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like making beats in the 404 takes a lot of practice and patience. Like it's
because it seems to me like it's like an analog piece of equipment, right?
That's
like
exactly what
like
it is.
it's not really made for using with a laptop.
For sure.
People obviously do use
Absolutely.
it with that, but it's not necessarily geared.
Yeah,
for
nah.
that,
You have everything you need right there, and you have like a resample mode and you got a pattern mode. Pattern mode, you can just like make patterns and boom. Resample allows you to do whatever the fuck you want to do. You just have to be good at timing. If your timing is fucked up, your beat is gonna sound trash. But pattern mode makes it easy to make beats and to quantize drums if you want to and all that other good shit. But like it's crazy, bro. It just takes a lot of patience and practice.
We don't quantize drums over on this
Yeah, no, we
side.
don't do
You
that.
feel me? Anti-quantize gang.
Anti-quantize on me.
If anybody out there quantizing their beats, you're dead to me.
It's a wrap.
That's not true. Anybody, you can make your beats however you
Yeah, that's
want,
fine.
everybody. Attention listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston. Do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff. Kick your pubes into the next planet with the Performance Package and the Lawnmower 4.0, just like the other 2 million men worldwide that trust Manscaped for all their below-the-belt grooming. If you are looking for an out-of-this-world experience, then look no further than the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped. It has just launched off not only in the USA, but Canada, the UK, across Europe, Australia, South Africa, and Singapore. And I know that we have at least one listener in Australia. I see you popping up on the demographics, my friend. Inside the Performance Package 4.0, you will find the new and improved Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, a pair of boxer briefs that I'm wearing right now, and a travel bag to hold your whole solar system. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 400K LED spotlight you can turn on and off when needed for a more precise shave throughout your travels across the universe. It also includes a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the advanced skin-safe technology. After you get done using the Lawnmower 4.0, Don't forget to wrap it all up with the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver to help your planets be on their A game when you're feeling the sun's heat. If you want to help out the podcast and help yourself out, you can get 20% off on any product and free worldwide shipping if you use our code SoulSerumPod. That's right, you heard me. Go to manscaped.com, get yourself 20% off, get some free worldwide shipping by using our code SoulSerumPod. For a clean trinity and beyond, your space balls will thank you. Go to manscaped.com, use our code. Now back to the podcast. So you are a perpetual live performer. In almost all the old interviews I watched getting ready for this, at some point, like you're like about to perform a show, like almost all of them. Mm-hmm. And I know you've been doing the performances at Mecca, like the kind of DJ sets, but what is your status with performing right now? I mean, like obviously it's slowed down as has everybody's live performances. But like, are you actively seeking out performances right now?
I'm trying my best not to slut myself out in Cincinnati, Ohio, because it's like, bruh, I've been doing this for a while here. I've performed literally damn near everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's like, at this point, I'm just running around in circles. So it's like, I need newer things to do. So like, if it's like outside of the city, bet, book me. But if it's like inside of the city, it's going to be like some very rare appearances. You know what I mean? Because y'all done seen me 100 times. And I know I got new music and shit, but it's like, I know the vibes, bro. Like, y'all don't want to keep seeing someone y'all been seeing for years and years and years and years. Like, I get it. No one wants to ever say it, but like, it's apparent in people's actions. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm chilling. That's why I do other things, producing, engineering, whatever. You want to come kick it, holler, whatever, we can do that. But like, as far as performing, I've done it for the love. I've done it for no pay. Nah, we not doing that shit no more. And that's only because I know my worth and my time is valuable, period.
Very fair. Very fair. What's your favorite like Cincinnati venue to perform in?
Okay, like, bro, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, it's got to be the Mockbee at this point, because like the Mockbee is just home for a lot of us. A lot of us developed our relationships with a lot of our peers at that place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's one of the only places that you can smoke in, allegedly.
Not that we would know nor have ever participated in that.
I don't know.
But we have heard that people smoke in there, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's no judgment if you do or don't. I just heard stuff. And then like they show me love there all the time. Like the staff fucks with me, I fuck with them. Yeah. Urban Artifact is definitely up there with the Mockbee for me. Same scenario. Yeah. Can't smoke in there. But like I
saw a live jazz band there for like a assignment for college one time. I kind of went into it hesitant. Mm-hmm. Fucking great experience. Yeah, great venue too. Do you perform like you like walk in and take a right and it's like all the way like
for sure. Yeah, that's Urban Artifact. Shout out to them. They good people over there. They've actually remodeled since quarantine. So if you haven't seen it since then, it looks crazy.
I have not seen it since then.
Dope. And they always show me love, man. So I always try to show them love back.
Man, the Mockbee. So we had a team meeting yesterday, and I'm not going to talk about what we talked about. However, the Mockbee did get brought up in some of it, and we were kind of talking about like do you feel? I mean, in this as somebody who's performed at the Mockbee many a times, like is it just burnt out now? Is it just overplayed? Like, and we, to your point, we understand why people love the Mockbee. Mm-hmm. You can pack that bitch out. Mm-hmm. It's in a fucking tunnel. Right. It looks cool. Mm-hmm. You can smoke in there, allegedly, of course.
That's what I heard.
But like so many shows and so many things get put into the Mockbee on such a regular basis that I feel like maybe it's lost a little bit of its mystique. Do you feel that or no?
I may have felt like that like briefly last year, but then once I realized that like no one's performing, that shit went away. And then when it was open, I realized how much I missed that place. So like as of right now, no. Only because the novelty of not being there for like hella long. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I can't argue with someone that feels that way. I really can't, because it's like it is mad shows there all the fucking time. It seems that like whenever someone is performing, it's at there, but it's like, what do you expect? Like these venues are getting weirder as far as like staff and who they allow, and what music to do in there. So if the Mockbee allows open arms for everybody, we shouldn't take that for granted. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Very good point. And that's kind of like what we talked about yesterday too is like there are a lot of venues in Cincinnati, but a lot of them are run by old white people.
That's what I'm saying,
who
bro.
do not want hip hop.
That's what I'm saying.
There.
So it's like you better count your blessings before you just start criticizing.
Whether it's smoking inside or not, I think there's a lot of. We talked about like the Woodward Theater and OTR would be a fucking great venue. It would be wonderful. It looks great inside. It's a nice little size, crazy, whatever. Man. But it's ran by old white folks who see hip hop as, I don't know if they
devil
see it
music.
As, yeah, exactly.
Man, yeah, nah, we got to get them up out of here, bro.
But then on the other side of that, there's like the new places. There's Icon, and then right across the river, the Newport one that I forget what it's called. I mean, they're both kind of like bigger venues, but I'm curious to see how those venues are going to like relate to the local scene.
Yeah, right.
You know?
We're going to see.
It's like they're getting, so like I think the first concert at Icon is Trippie Redd. I don't know if they've done a different one. That's the first one that I've heard about. So like they're ushering it in with a rap show. I don't know. It might be a good sign. It might be a good sign.
Where is Icon? I actually haven't heard of that yet.
It's like, John, you might have to. Yeah.
Is it not a stadium? Like they just built it. Not too long ago.
Yeah. It's like right next to the stadium. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Sure. I don't know. It's a large venue, so like I don't know what they're gonna do to support the local scene, but that does kind of at least give people a new place to at least try to get into.
Tap in, man. If someone listening knows someone that worked there or knows someone that owns something over there, bro, tell them to tap in specifically with your auntie. Stop playing with me.
What is the whole? I'm just gonna be direct about it. What is the like the Keisha? I don't want to call it an alter ego. But
Thank you.
It's because it's not.
You understand?
It's not an alter ego, but like it is like a recurring like theme sometimes in like your music. Like what where can you just talk to me a little bit?
I'm gonna try to make a long story less long. Okay, so I'm in LA, fried.
As many people
for sure, you know the vibe. So I'm in LA, fried. I'm with Swooty Mac. You know what I'm saying? We just talking, we just having a conversation, blah blah blah. Then we start talking about our moms. One thing led to another. I was like, yeah, my mom low key thought I was supposed to be a girl when she had me. Like she was like anticipate me being a girl. She had my name picked out and everything. And he was like, what was it? I was like, I don't remember what she said it was, but it was something with a K. And he was like, she was gonna name you Keisha, wasn't she? And I was like, no, but I'm gonna put a pin in that. Fast forward like a month later, I had a show to do at the Mockbee. It was a Halloween show. It was costume themed. I didn't want to be a bozo and be the only nigga there without a costume. So I'm like, let me at least just put a wig on. So I went to the store, got me a wig. I think it was this one. And I just put it on. And then I recalled that conversation. I'm like, I'm Keisha now. And I just ran with it. It's really simple. I don't be thinking about this shit, bro. It just happened. I'd be like, all right, bet I'm rolling with it.
Yeah, because it's definitely not an alter ego, because if it was, you would be coming in here like doing a voice or like,
you know what I mean?
Or like I wouldn't call you Devin.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But like there's like a little like side element to all of this where
it's just
Keisha.
Something to give you a second look at me, because like if I didn't have the song, you probably wouldn't give me a second look, because I'm a nigga in the wig. You probably gonna look and be like, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? So it's off of that second
look. That bitch has been flowing the whole time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gotta, you know what I mean? Gotta keep it. The goal is to have a wig for each day of the week. I got 3. I just seen the Halloween stores is open now, so you know where I'm going after I leave here. Got to go shopping, bitch. What are you talking about?
If anybody from Spirit Halloween is watching,
sponsor the kid, please. I need all the wigs, all colors, all sizes. I don't care.
So what is next for you as far as music goes? So 2021 is like 3/4 of the way through ish. How do you plan on finishing out the rest of the year?
Okay, you may or may not know, but it is currently Keisha's season right now. So
it's Keisha season.
This is what I got on the rise. So we just dropped the Sunday Morning Deluxe about a week or so ago with Swooty Mac. After that, September 21st, which I haven't announced that to no one yet, but that's when That's Unfortunate is coming out. So
this is a Soul Serum exclusive.
Where you find this, head ass. So yeah, the 21st that comes out. I think the following month I'm going to drop Will Rap for Wings with JB Lamage. And then
Will Rap for Wings.
Yes. And then I think
is that a project, or is that just
it's a project?
Single?
I don't do no singles. Man, look, I don't do no craft singles, nothing like that. I just we albums out over here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think that's maybe got like 10, 11 tracks or something on it. So it's cool. And then I think after that I got a collab project with Dale Gold. I don't know if we chose a name, but we lock it into.
Damn, so you working, it sounds like.
It don't stop, bro. Like, it don't stop. Like, I like setting up the fourth quarter. So, like, you know, I worked all this year, and then, like, all of that is to, like, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Just to keep my name in people's mouth, bro. Because I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
How long have you been making music? I know you said, like, 16 years old is, like, when you kind of started producing.
Right.
So
I put my first project out when I was 18 in 2012, and then I put my second body of work out 2014. That's when I feel like I started really taking this shit serious for real.
Yeah.
So 7-8 years.
7-8 years.
Yeah.
You get now. Do you feel like you're more confident now than you ever have been in your music?
To a degree, yeah.
I mean, I know you've always been. I'm sure you've always been confident in what you've been putting out. But do you feel like? Because I feel like it's similar. Like, I'll use just like a sports comparison. Like, a lot of times NBA superstars aren't really superstars until they get to that like 8th, 9th, 10th year of their career, because now they've gone through all the bullshit. They've gone through all the rookie mistakes and whatnot, and you start to really hone in on your craft and really get in your bag. Do you feel like that right now? Or do you feel like you're still ascending?
I feel like a little bit of both of those. Like, I definitely am always in my bag. I have not left since I got in this bitch, like, first and foremost. But, like, I also am very hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? Of course, most artists are, but it's like no one can tell me anything about my music that I haven't already thought about myself. Like, if it's, like, in a negative aspect, I've probably already went through that shit in my head. So, like, I don't know. It's like I know what I've done here. I know my impact. I know I have influence. But, like, I still want more. Like, this is only one part of this entire globe. Like, I still got a whole other globe to go cover. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm cool, and I appreciate the love that I get here. But for me, respectfully, it's not enough. So, like, I need more. I want for more for myself and my peers. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I may seem like I'm not content, but just because I'm not content doesn't mean I'm not appreciative. And I don't ever want that to get misconstrued. Like, I appreciate everything, all the love I've gotten over the years, but, like, I have to go do more. I can't just stay here and do this here forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
do you mean that too, like geographically? Like, do you mean literally, like, here in Cincinnati? Do you feel like you want to move on to a different place, or do you think you could do it here? I think I kind of went through this a little bit on the Mind and Method episode. Like, if something happens to me where it's like, okay, I can go travel 2, 3, 4 times out of the month and go do what I need to go do elsewhere, but still have my house here, I'm content with that. That's cool, because I'm still doing what I want to do. Yeah. Now, like, of course, people be like, I want to go to LA, but I don't know if I want to move to LA, bro. Like, no.
I'm too smart to understand that may not be, like, the best thing for me. Like, for so many reasons, financially, mentally, all type of shit. So it's like, if I can find a balance between that, I'm gonna do it. But if something calls me to go out to LA, then fuck it, I'm gonna go do it. Because at least I can say I did it, or I did it, and, like, if I'm fucked up, I can come back here and I know I got a place to stay. You know what I mean? So
true. I think, honestly, that is, like, in the age of the internet, that's A, very possible, and B, like, ideal. Like, I would love to be able to live in a place like Cincinnati. I mean, like, I do already live here, but I mean, like, and, like, where, you know, the cheaper cost of living, a little bit closer to home. I'm more familiar with, like, the culture here and whatnot. Like, rather than going out to LA and just getting dropped in the fucking ocean.
It's a culture shock, bro. I mean? Like, even though it's still, like, the United States, it's a culture shock. Like, bro, when I went over there for the first time, I think it was 2019, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, everything is just so fast paced, and people are like LA people. I'm not even gonna say nothing about it. They just LA people, and I'm not from LA. Period. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just different. You know what I'm saying? And to be thrown in that, you think that's what you want until you get it, and then you find out, like, it's not what you want, but now you're stuck here. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that.
I feel like Chicago and Atlanta are a little bit easier translations from, like, from what we're used to culturally here.
Bruh.
Chicago definitely is still a Midwest city, but I feel like it doesn't. We're kind of in, like, in Cincinnati, and I'm originally from Louisville, but I mean, we're the same tri-state area. Like, sure, we're kind of, like, Midwest, but we still have a lot of Southern influence in our everyday like life and culture here. And I don't think Chicago really gets that Southern influence, whereas Atlanta does.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Chicago does have the Midwestern like like we really like ranch and beef sandwiches. Like they got all that shit that's like a little bit more familiar.
Right. The Cincinnati low key think that they Atlanta.
Yeah.
If you ask people that, bro, like that are from here and have lived here for a while and go back and forth to Atlanta, I feel like Cincinnati as a city thinks that it's Atlanta, but it's not. I can't even describe to you like what even makes me think that, but like I feel like that's a very accurate statement.
I think that's like Southern influence. Though.
Yeah,
I really think that has a lot to do with this. Us being on the Ohio River and getting like, I think I've like gone back and thought about this a lot. I'm like, how does like culture get created in cities? And like us being right off the Ohio River so that people can come up or come down and like drop off culture as they go, I think has a lot to do with how that is kind of cultivated here and kind of how that might relate to that like Atlanta relation to Cincinnati.
I think we have a little bit of an East Coast influence too. Like, of course, it's the Midwest, so we got influence from everywhere, of course. But like the South and the East for sure, because it's like I feel like we have the aggression of both coasts. Like the South can be aggressive to some degree, and the East Coast can definitely be aggressive. You know what I mean? And I feel like people here are just mean. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like we've adopted that from like other places for sure.
People here, I swear, like, so like I said, I'm from Louisville and I moved up here like 6 years ago. And one of the biggest differences, just like in day-to-day interactions that I have with people, is motherfuckers in Ohio drive so aggressively they don't give a fuck about you. Yeah, I think so. I think back in Kentucky, like people are like, "Oh, come on into the lane. Oh, don't worry about it. Come on in, bud. We don't mind." And people in Ohio are like, I'm going across 4 lanes right now, and I actually don't give a fuck what you think, and just yay.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Sometimes that be me, but look, it's only because I'm adapting to the way other niggas drive here. You know what I mean, bro? Ohio drivers, like,
I swear, no, you were dead ass right. I just moved over like into Cincinnati. I'm actually in Cincinnati now. The intersection by our house, John, Vine and is it McMillan?
Oh,
where Mad Frog is there. Motherfuckers at that intersection
it's scary
act
over there.
crazy,
for sure.
bro. And then so what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna start acting crazy too.
You don't have a choice.
I'm like, damn, that light's been red for 3 seconds.
You better skirt over there real quick.
Over this. Oh my god. Bro.
Now, I think it's funny you said that Ohio drivers are aggressive because when I went out to LA, I felt like that was aggressive.
Oh yeah.
But it's only because they all drive like that, so like that's normal for them, and I feel like that's low key normal for us. But Ohio drivers just can't drive, bro. Niggas just suck here. Period. I be so sick of it. Niggas think I have road rage, and that don't be the case. What it is I'm a very impatient person, and then pair that with a bunch of niggas that can't drive. Yes, I'm cussing you out from my car. What are you talking about? But that's not road rage to me. I'm sorry. You just gotta experience it.
No, yo, I have definitely said some really foul things about other people in my car. Like, it's like some of the best like way to get out that pent up aggression.
Yeah,
it's just like some dude happened to like get into my lane a little bit, and I'm just like talking about how I hope his family never experiences wealth. I'm just
man,
you motherfucker.
Man, I really hope you have a bad day after this red light on me.
I hope you go to your doctor's appointment and he tells you something really bad about your health, motherfucker.
I hope you got gout now. I just hope just your toes are just fucked up and you can't even drive no more. Fuck out of here. Yeah, it'd be like that.
Oh, my toe.
My goddamn gout is acting up. Yeah, bitch, I wonder why.
Hey, bro, if anybody that I am personally friends with ever gets gout, it's jokes only. I will not support them in their health troubles. I'm gonna be like, you got gout?
You got the gout?
What are you, 56? You got gout? What the fuck?
That's so crazy.
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about before we wrap it up and get out of here today?
Shit. Okay, so on the 19th of September, I got That's Unfortunate listening party at Urban Artifact.
Yes, sir.
I'm doing an invite only because I don't fuck with a lot of you niggas like that. So yeah.
You heard him.
21st of September, That's Unfortunate. The album's gonna be on all the platforms. September 23rd, we doing Mecca at Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
Lotus Room at Mecca. I'm doing a set then, and then Friday the 24th we doing a That's Unfortunate release show with Donuts and Alcohol and Wise Words. It's me,
Nice.
POC, Chloe Hotline, and Girl Next Door. And then we got Keisha and Friends all on Friday, that Friday. So yeah, just pull up.
Shout out all those people.
Yes, sir.
Where do you play at Mecca, by the way? Like what literal location in Mecca do you play at? I've been trying to like think about this. I haven't been to Mecca in like a year or two, but like is it like where like the outside little bar is, or
we was playing outside, and then some white lady started complaining that like we was too loud. But it's like, bitch, you live across the street of a bar, and it's the summertime, and you've had silence for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Because of quarantine. Yeah. So get the fuck over yourself. So she called the police. Police was like, yo, we can't have that out here. So we end up moving inside.
Dude,
so I'll be inside now. I know, but that should be mad whack, bro.
If you live next to, across from, in a 1 block vicinity of a bar.
You signed up for that.
You're making a choice.
Period.
You're making a choice.
Literally.
And that's okay. Like you can live next to that bar. You just got to know that like at 1:30 in the morning, motherfuckers do not care about you.
Literally.
They do not care.
You better get something.
Becky just said something to Jennifer in the bathroom and now they're crying.
She is throwing a bitch fit.
She's mad. She's mad.
But nah, like what's fucked up about her is that like, okay, so like it's other events that happen during the week that happen there. But she only says something when we there and like nothing else during the rest of the week. So you see where I'm going. I ain't even got to say
Actually, I have an anecdote that relates to this and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
My 2 good friends, Chris and Ian, work at this bar in Covington called Larry's. Mm-hmm. And it was just them 2. And they have a rule like after 9 o'clock, it's our music. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're coming to this bar, you get to listen to it. Not that they're playing anything outlandish, but they're going to play what they want to.
Right.
This gentleman comes into the bar. And he's like, hey, man, you guys got a jukebox or like touch tunes? And they're like, no, man, it's just like a playlist on an iPod back here. Like, he's like, can I like make a request? Like, can we listen to something else? And they were listening to hip hop at the time. He's like, can I make a request? And they were like, sure. And he's like, can you play literally anything else but hip hop? And Chris and Ian are like, no, we're listening to only hip hop for the rest of the night. And it's like, we all had the same reaction. We're like, what do you mean by
like,
that?
Come on, son.
What do you mean by listen to anything other than hip hop?
Yeah,
like,
get the fuck out of here, man.
Just say it.
Just say it, better get barred up and appreciate it.
And it was almost like it's like you're challenging me? It's like you're challenging me? You want me to play something? Oh, no. We're only listening to hip hop now, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like
I DJ Mecca and people be trying to request and like, nah, no requests. Someone paid me $40 to play Still Tipping by Paul Wall, Slim Thug, and Mike Jones. Ooh. I played that bitch twice. I was like, you got it, sir. $40? That's crazy.
$40 to play a fire song.
Right.
First of all, that's a good request. And he came with the cash. Yeah, it's getting played twice.
What's funny about that song is that it ended up clearing out the dance floor when I played it. But I'm like, yo, this nigga paid me $40. I'm not about to not play this song, fam. I'm sorry. I got to deal with this. Yeah, y'all still tip over there by the bar. And tip the bartender while you at it, bitch.
Damn. Hey, still tipping. Is it actually about the service industry, you think? Or is it about being in Houston and swinging cars?
It's about bartenders being in Houston and swinging cars. They still tip it. You know what I mean?
How is that? I'm sure that exists somewhere, right? Like a still tipping bartender remix.
If there isn't, what are y'all doing?
If there isn't, I'm editing this part of the podcast out.
Yeah, capitalize. We're going to get it together.
We're going to
get a cipher. All the bartenders holler at us. We got you.
I want to thank everybody for listening and for watching this episode of the Soul Serum podcast. Before we get out of here, obviously, got to remind y'all, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Soul Serum. Follow the Soul Serum TV Instagram page. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Soul Serum TV. Devin, where can they find you at on the internet?
You can find me on the internet.
Just everywhere, just wherever, you know.
On Twitter is D_Burgess Music, BURGESS Music, Devin Burgess Music, everywhere else. My name is too long on Twitter, so it was like, nah, you got to do something about that. So that's where I'm at. But Devin Burgess, DEVINBURGESS Music, everywhere. If it's not a nigga in the wig on the screen, it's not me.
It's the wrong one.
Yes.
It's the wrong Devin
Fun fact,
Burgess.
if you search Devin Burgess on Google, a picture of a white man comes up, but we're not going to talk about it. I'm going to get that shit straightened out. It's some nigga that sells glass in California with my name. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I don't think I actually Googled your name. I just went to like Spotify and YouTube and all that.
My music would come up, but instead of my face, it's this white man.
My God, it is.
That
What
shit
the
changed.
fuck?
But I low key want to keep
But
it.
like, I love that it's this white dude, and it's like 23-year-old MC/producer. Devin Burgess was born and raised in Middletown, Ohio.
Bruh.
It's you.
It is, but it's not.
It's just not you, though.
I've been thinking about
Holy
taking this man's
shit.
face and put his face on shirts and selling it as merch.
Who is this man?
I don't know. It's
I think
me,
his
but it
name
ain't
is
me.
Devin Burgess.
That's my dad.
I think you all look exactly alike.
You see the resemblance?
I'm gonna put up a picture of this white man next to you.
Pops.
Pops. That's the bootleg man, right?
That's the
here.
bootleg man. Can you believe it? That's where I was at.
God.
On me.
As always, everybody, thank you all for listening and watching. I am your host, Clay Bonine.
Young Keisha, aka Devin Burgess, aka your favorite auntie.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this season of the podcast. Thank you, everybody who made this possible. John, Tanner, Fiki, Trip, Chris, Ben, Chach for the beats, motherfucking goddamn everybody else who has come on the show. We really appreciate you all. I appreciate everybody listening, and we'll see y'all in a month's time. We'll be back and better than ever. See y'all in a month. Deuces.